Awesome. Finally. It's working. I can see the chat and everything. Okay, you saw that. Cool. Testing my mic volume. Looking great. I guess I don't really need to do that. Might as well just write out what I'm going to be doing. Let's put this on the stand. Put it up towards me. Hello. Okay. All right. So I have a theory that we are inside of a toy, right? And I know a lot of people may be thinking, but we're not inside of a toy. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Okay. And I have a lot of points that I want to cover, but I'm just gonna do a little intro real quick. Okay. So first off, humans have a humongous fascination with toys, right? Not toys, life, creating life. So there's the creation of Frankenstein, obviously in books and movies. There's games where we create our own life, and we just have a weird fascination. And there's a toy, those toy monkeys. It's always great. But okay, it's just crazy. But we're inside of a toy. Let me explain why. Okay. 4 billion years ago. Sorry, it starts 4 billion years ago. The Earth was created, but by who? A lot of people are gonna say it was made by the big what was it called? Big Bang. Really? We were made out of dust. Dust? Really? You think the stars were made out of dust? No, no. They were made by a child. A child made a child made the entire solar system. He crafted it with his hands. Okay. And I know it may be hard to believe, but they're very intelligent kids. Very smart. Never met them, but they're very intelligent. Okay. So if we think about it, if humans have a fascination with creating life, it wouldn't be that far fetched that a more advanced, intelligent race or species would have created life themselves. And what if we are that life, but we just didn't know? Think about it. Think about it real quick. If we are inside of a toy, how would we know? And then there's that whole thing about the whole, the universe and how it's a bubble. What if we're inside that bubble and it's just like this glass sphere that people observe? We could be inside of a museum and we wouldn't know. Okay, but that brings me to my second point. Okay, so Earth was made like 4 billion some years ago. Okay, so let's say that this kid had a long time to think about how life was going to be created and how life was going to be formed, right? It wouldn't be like, if we're going to start off with that bacteria was the first thing that came around, because bacteria was the first thing that came around. Do you know how easy it is to draw bacteria? You literally just draw an oval and a circle and some squiggly lines. That's not that far fetched. I mean, it's not even that big of a life form. It's just a bunch of squiggly lines and an oval. So, and then over time, he took that idea and changed it over time to make it more complicated to the point where we are now, and now we're humans, and we have all this stuff around us. Okay. Over time, things got more complex as this child, over time, started developing more into this world, started creating more for this world. Okay. That makes sense. It makes sense to me. Some people might be unbelievable and they might think that's impossible. Okay, and he wouldn't do that, but he had 4 billion years to create bacteria and other stuff. And he just slowly started evolving it over time. It's like he had this humongous draw board where he just drew many pictures and he's just like, we'll plant this thing in first and we'll let it evolve and we'll make it evolve. Okay. And then what if we weren't even made of atoms back then? And he just came up with the idea like some years later. He was just like, oh yeah, we're made of atoms now. I made up atoms. Like, what if it just all started with just like, oh yeah, that's a material that's there. It has stuff that it does. And then over time, he started developing like, hey, let's make this person or these species more complicated. Let's make them have cells and mitochondria and all this stuff that make us now. That wouldn't be that far-fetched, okay? It's not that insane. Because concepts over time get much more complicated as they go, and that's pretty obvious, you know? That also happens with story writing. Obviously, we've seen that, things get more complicated, people go more into depth and stuff. So, that makes sense. The fact that he had that much time to make things more complicated and develop this world. So, if we're looking at that point, we could be inside of a toy, you know? He had all this time to make us because, well, it was a toy. And what if we were made of, like, what if they came with special packets at which they were able to use? Or just like video games where you're able to make your own life, you're able to just select something and put it in. Like they give you little options, and maybe you could draw out your own little options and write down what they did, kind of like coding, like a video game, and then put it in the world. Hmm. Yeah, very very complicated stuff, but I'm telling you, it makes sense. We're inside of a toy. Another reason, okay? So we have religions, okay? So what if this kid just decided, hey, these people should praise me. I'm God now, okay? Obviously, I don't believe in that. Like, I don't believe that this kid is God, but what if he was? We wouldn't know. We have no idea. We haven't been outside the universe. We haven't seen him eye to eye, even though our eye span probably couldn't even see his eye because he would probably be much bigger than us or maybe smaller. Hmm. Very weird. Anyways, so yeah, what if he made himself God? And he just decided over time to put his friends in there. Like Hinduism, you know, they have many different gods. So what if he was like, "Hey, I'm this god," and then he just put his friends in there as like a, "Hey, you're my best friend. Let me show my appreciation for you by putting you in my world where people praise you." Mhm. Impressive, right? It would be like a flexing system, and he would like force people to believe it. And then how would war well, how would war work? Well, actually, no, that would make sense because even in video games, especially in video games, everything's just random. Everything's random, okay? So, wars could break out at any moment, random things could happen at any moment, and everyone's different, and everyone will be different in this world and in games as well. So that would mean that in this toy now I'm getting lost in my own thought. Oh, jeez. Ugh, I've done this too much. Okay, retrace. Everyone's different, and he made them each different, or he made a little system of evolving. Weird. What if this isn't the first world? Like, what if we think it was made 4 billion years ago, but in reality, it's been around for much more longer than that, and he just decided to make it look different? What if Mars had water on it, right? So what if Mars was the first planet, and then he made this one? Like he just took out the water from Mars and just moved it over to Earth. Whoa, that'd be crazy. And what if you? Okay, so that brings me to now I'm thinking about outer space, which brings me to another idea. The moon crashed into Earth a long time ago. And so what if he was very young? You know, he was very young when he did this. He was like a child and he just decided, I want to break stuff. I want to crash things. I mean, that's not new for children. It's probably why the whole Big Bang was a thing. He just decided explosives. Let's do explosives. They're cool. They're awesome. They're colorful. So he did that. And what if he just decided, I want to crash things? So he made meteors, crashing other planets, and obviously he wanted a really big one, so he got the moon and crashed it into Earth. The child that made us is very violent, apparently. That kid. How dare he ruin our world like that? He killed the dinosaurs. He made the dinosaurs and then just decided to kill them. Like, what if that was his failed experiment? He was like, we're gonna start off with bacteria, and let's move into these. Because dinosaurs aren't that hard to draw. Come to think of it, you just draw like a mouth and stuff like that. They're not as complicated as humans who have very weird features like our hands and our skin. Our skin. I sound like Heath Ledger right now. Weird. But like our joints and everything, it's very complicated stuff in our veins. Dinosaurs, you never really saw their veins, so it wouldn't be that crazy if you started off with dinosaurs, because we have all sorts of stuff. Whoa. I'm getting too deep in my thought. Anyways, yeah, I do think we're inside of a toy, and I will continue this process of continuing to make people believe. If people do not believe, why? It's pretty obvious we're inside of a toy. I mean, come on. I do sound like a madman. That's okay. What if the sun is a light bulb? Because light bulbs are very hot when you touch them. So what if he just screwed in the light bulb inside of this orb? Whoa. Like what? Okay. I'd have to have like a tube that stands up. He had to paint it. Or the museum. This could be a museum, and this was an experiment they were doing. I forgot about that. Totally forgot about the whole museum concept. How would that work? Doesn't matter. I still think we're inside of a kid toy, which means museum can be wiped out of here. Yeah, that would make sense. And what if each planet in our galaxy was just different planets that kids have made? Some of them are very boring and decided to never even use their toy. That's why we have Venus and Mercury and Uranus and Neptune and stuff like that. And like they got very bored. And then there's Saturn, where the person started it. They're like, hey, let's have a ring. It will be very new. It will be very cool. And he just never continued. He just got very bored with the idea and he just tossed it away. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. And then there's black holes and white holes and wormholes, stuff like that. That had to be... Actually, that's not even complicated. That's probably like the first thing he made. This is a hole that sucks. This is a hole that blows. That sounded off. I don't care. So, the kid... I should name the kid. What are we going to name the kid? I'm going to call him Judas. No, Judas killed Jesus. Isn't that right? No, he didn't kill Jesus. He turned against Jesus. I'm going to call him Jesus. Our kid is Jesus. That's our kid. And so Jesus, he looked and he was like, I need to make something simple, let's just start off with something simple. He started with the black holes. Then he moved on to the white holes, even though black holes are more popular and easier. So he started off with the black holes. Black holes for sure. I'm getting very off topic. I need to make like a system where I just need to go off of each one topic. It's a good idea. Oh, hold on. Come in. Night. I got my cat with me now. Nope, stop it. Okay, I was talking about black holes. So I guess I'm gonna have to restart this. This was very off topic, just crazy sort of deal. Come on my lap. You're very adorable. Well, okay, so I was off topic, but black holes and white holes. Very simple stuff. All he has to do is be like, oh yeah, this sucks in, that shoots out stuff, sucks in matter, shoots out matter. Super easy, super simple. Then he probably went off with the Big Bang. Oh, that's a chunk of skin. So I was gaining my thoughts. Cat is very invested with the lights. Okay. Start with black hole because it's the simplest thing. It's just the color black and it just sucks and stuff. We don't even know where it goes. He's just like, it just makes things go away. Where A white hole shoots out matter because black hole sucks in matter, white hole shoots out matter. Okay? It's good. Good thinking point. Okay. Moving on. Now we go into things like stars. Stars are white and bright. Super easy, super simple. Obviously inside of stars, like the sun, the sun is in the middle. There's a thing called a white dwarf, it's just a white ball, and then around that white ball is color. That's literally it. Like, it's just a white ball, and around it is color. Super duper simple. From there, he moved on to other things. Started making super simple planets. Some ideas. It's nothing. Don't check on it. Whatever. Like, super simple planets, just like regular colored planets, stuff like that. That would make sense. Okay. Now that we're restarting this and we're being smart now let's move on to the next step of his plan. His next step of his plan would be, because after the stars, then it'd probably be the supernova. Supernova would explode. That would be the Big Bang. Atoms would spread out. Everything would be created. There we go. That's our next step to this whole mess. From there, we go to, obviously, it would be Mars. Well, actually, it would be the moon to Earth. They would crash. Then it would be Mars. He would start life on Mars, and that would fail. So he's like, that's not good. Goodbye. Wreck that. We don't even know how Mars, whatever happened to Mars. It might have gone into a drought or something. But then we go to Earth. He's like, okay, first experiment failed. Now let's move on to Earth. From Earth, we got, he made bacteria. Super simple, super easy. And over then, he just started to slowly work it up. He started to evolve it. He started to make everything make sense. And from, he started making dinosaurs, life, all fish, mammals, plants, a lot of plants. Plants are like super... Actually, plants are not that simple, Not many people know this, but trees have mouths. Like, on their leaves, they actually have mouths. Not many people know this, which is very insane because it's just, whoa, no one would think that trees would have mouths, but they do. And those mouths on the leaves bring in CO2, which they use to make oxygen, blah, blah, blah. Native carbon. Shut up, you want it in, you ain't getting out. This is your prison. Probably need to let him out. Probably needs to go to the bathroom. Stop stiffing my Ooga Booga spear. Jeez. Actually, that'd be great. I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna let him out, and then I'll go get that. I'll be back. Put it in the scan so it doesn't fall. Get out here. Then he made very violent cavemen, at which they made Ooga Booga spears like the one I have right now. And they became very violent. And everyone started just stabbing each other. No, that's different. I'm on the wrong topic. Wow. He made humans, and he made them very violent. He made them be somewhat smart so they can carve spears and kill stuff. And be very interesting. And then he went on from there, religion and stuff like that. And then he started making people a bit weird. I think he got the whole spice jar of just weirdness and dumped it in. And now we just have very weird people in the world. Why was I thinking that? When did I think of this? Why was I thinking of this? That was dumb. What was my other... I know I had like another theory about the world besides the fact that we were in... I had a thought that we used to be marbles. Like, when I was like 5. I was like, this lady thinks she knows what she's talking about. She's preaching to me. She's like, oh yeah, God made the earth. Ma'am, these are marbles. Okay. They're not marbles. That was a really dumb theory. I don't know how that even made sense. Marbles. How does marbles make sense? Okay. Childhood me, congratulations. You found a theory that made no sense. Good for you. Good for you. All right. What was that other theory? I need to play like Jeopardy music or something. I know I had one. Oh, I had a great idea of a very bad thing that no one would do, no one would pay for, but yet I still want to make it a thing because it's going to be a thing at some point. If my YouTube channel does end up doing good, then I will make it a reality. I will make the Uber driver that takes you wherever he wants to go. You pay him to take you anywhere. It's basically like, if you're bored one day, you're just like, I want to go somewhere. You pay the Uber driver and he takes you wherever he wants to go. Probably not a safe idea. They would probably need to go through like mental backgrounds and stuff like that in order to be an actual good Uber driver, a safe Uber driver, and you would just pay them and they would take you anywhere. Like if they want McDonald's, boom, go to McDonald's. If they want to take you to Hawaii, no, you can't drive to Hawaii. What the frick? If they want to take you to Disney World, they take you to Disney World. And that would actually really suck, but that would be fine, He drove me to Disney World, might as well have fun, even though I'm probably gonna get fired from work. Yay. But yeah, if you wanted to take you to a slaughterhouse, he could take you to a slaughterhouse, Great idea. I think it's beautiful. I would love, honestly, if someone would just take me somewhere. As long as they're not criminals and or want to hurt me, then yeah, I want someone to just take me somewhere. I could wake up, pay someone. I'm imagining the more money you pay, the more distance they're going to travel in order to get you somewhere. That would be the system. The money equals the amount of miles. If you want to go 2,000 miles, you got to pay $2,000. Yeah, that would help cover for gas. Would that cover for gas? Oh, yes, I'm pretty sure it would. And then he would get that extra money. Voila, he made bank. Good boy. How would the safety system work? They should have. Oh, geez. That's the problem, though, because I know for a fact someone might pass a mental test and everything and a background check, and then they might just go super sicko mode and everything. Mate, I was about to say people in the back could have knives. They're giving machetes, but then those people in the back could turn evil, and they could be bad people, and they can kill the Uber driver because people are crazy and bad. I need to think. This was an actual business idea that I had. Worst business idea I've ever had, but yet I still want to make it a reality. It was summer last year, right? And I wanted to learn how to code and actually make the app, and I never did. But I will at some point, and I'll probably get sued for a lot of money. Maybe not a good idea, unless I make it safe. Which comes to my idea. Pepper spray. Still wouldn't work. Person who could be suicidal could pull point the pepper spray at the driver, and when he would be dead for murder and stuff. Jeez. How would I make it safe for both the driver and the passenger? Okay, I got an idea. So what if there was like a very sturdy wall and the locks on the car were like doubled so that way no one could get out? It'd be great. Oh. But the driver cannot control the doors, so that way if he wants to lock them in, he can't, and if they want to lock him in, they can't. That way both of them would be safe. They wouldn't have to talk to the driver. Oh, but how would you give him money? PayPal. I am brilliant. How would you afford the cars if the bars need to not the bars, it's not a prison. If the line between both of you, in order to keep you both safe, it would need to be like super sturdy. Maybe it will just be metal, like a very thick metal. But then it's gonna weigh down the car and stuff. Oof. Okay. It doesn't matter. I thought hard enough. It'll have two really big sturdy locks that you need to like turn the wheel in order to shove it. And it will go in like these lined compartments. Not compartments, these, what is it called? These little holders that will curve around like this. Nope. Yeah, there we go. And we'll just go right through it, and that way they can't get through. Yes, sir. And it would have a hotspot, so that way. But then I would need to pay for the hotspot. It would have a hotspot, so that way, if the people did need to call 911, they could. They could. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I should really think of more dumb ideas for businesses. It's insane. I have a movie idea and a movie series, but I ain't spilling the beans on that one because people steal my ideas. So I'm not doing that one. Okay, what if there was a business that made very popular TV shows and movies into animes? Actually, you know what? You could practically do that on YouTube. But then again, you would need a license and stuff. So yeah, that would work. You get the license for the movies, you would reanimate it into anime for the people who don't want to watch it because it's either live action or animated. Disney, okay, because I know a lot of people like the old animation, could have their own separate thing. Why am I talking about Disney? That's not even my idea. I'll still say it. This is a good idea for Disney. They should have it to where, or not they should, but it would just be fun to see all their new Pixar movies in like a 2D sketched animated format, and vice versa. Besides The Lion King for drawing, that would be very weird. And Ants Life would be a pretty good 2D animation. And Toy Story would be, I don't know what Toy Story would be. Maybe that would be too scary. Someone should make a horror Toy Story movie. Sid the Kid, that's the wrong person. That's Sid the Science Kid. Sid the Kid. Am I saying his name right? Alright, we're gonna search up who the frick Sid the Kid is. Maybe it's some random person I don't even know. Sid the Kid. Not Sid the Sloth. Who the frick is Sid the Sloth? Oh, Ice Age. Duh. No. Okay, I said Sid the Science Kid. Who's that one kid? That freaky kid? Freaky kid. He's not really well, no, he is. He tortures. He's basically like the emo Bart of Toy Story. Not emo, but like metalhead Bart of Toy Story. Where he tortures the what's it called? Stuff. Toy Story. No way, I was right. It was Sid. It was Sid. And I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm laying down and talking. Maybe a really dumb idea will come to mind. I don't think I'm gonna leave tonight until I make up a really good business idea. So I'm just gonna lay down. Maybe that'll help. What do I see in my room? I see a peacock feather. Don't even know where I got that from. A weird Japanese drawing. I think I made that. Michael Myers. Yes, okay, Michael Myers and a football. I got it. We need to make... This would be the dumbest thing ever, and a lot of people hate it, but I think it would be hilarious. Drag queen horror movie football players. That's a great idea. That really helped. Okay, what's next? Okay. Pringles, Garfield, and Star Wars. Cat-flavored Pringles that are shaped like Millennium Falcons. No, that would defeat the purpose of Pringles. Pringles are like nice and wavy, you know? You can like stack them, have them like bird beaks. Okay. We're gonna remove Star Wars and we're gonna that Colorado Cup. Easy. roasted because, in Colorado, trees, roasted stuff, not roasted, smoked cat Pringles would be a very bad idea, and I don't know how they would get that flavor. And however they did get that flavor, that should be illegal and should be investigated because you should not eat cats. They're beautiful. All right. I really need to think of a dumb idea before I leave. Okay. Look around. Okay. I got it. Guitar, dumbbell, and what is that? I don't even know what that is. Chapstick? Chapstick. All right. A weighted... No. Yeah, we'll do it anyways. A weighted guitar that feels like chapstick. It would be made out of chapstick. So that way, if you ever... when you're singing and your lips get all dry, you can just rub your guitar on your face. But it would be super heavy, so you don't want to rub it too hard, or you don't want to put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't eat it. I know I used to eat chapstick. Why did I eat chapstick? Was that a thing? Did everyone do that, or is that just me? No, a lot of people. I ate glue. Do I have glue? I would kind of actually want to taste it. I will be reviewing glue, and I'll do like a video where I rank how glue tastes 0 out of 10. Brilliant. Anyways, a weighted guitar that is made out of chapstick. You're singing, lips get dry, easy. Rub that weighted guitar on your face. Boom. Although you might rub too much and it might get like all over your face, which would feel very... Could you imagine that? Just all that chapstick and it's just all over your face while you're trying to sing. That's not at all how that would sound like. That's just me inhaling weird. Little frick. Okay. Oh, that would hurt. Like, if you eat chapstick and you decided, I'm hungry, I want to eat the guitar, that would hurt because it would be heavy. You put it in your mouth and it'd be like Thor's hammer and it will just break that thing. Not worth it. Don't do that. Ugh. No, I hate that. Okay, not dumb enough. I need dumber. We need to go full dumbo on this. Safety cone, ink, and recorder. How am I going to mix that two together? Easy. So you have a safety cone that also works as a pen. Imagine trying to write, like, you have like a big old safety cone over here and you're trying to like write a freaking essay. People be like, what are you doing? What are you doing with that? And you're just like, it's okay. Do you know how weird that would be? Just some random... It would look like you're just... that would be a terrible essay. And then again, we have computers, so... Guess that wouldn't really count. But if you had to write the essay or write something down, like write this down quick, you have to pick up your freaking safety cone. You have to freaking like scribble everything. But it has to be like, your arm has to be up here really tall. And your other hand has to be underneath it. And you have to like move it around weird. And that would really suck. You can't even see your writing because the safety cone is like a square. So it goes around it. And you just have like this little area where the pen point would be. And you can't even write with it. You can't write. Ooga Booga Spear as a pen. This would be a mighty pen. Dangerous weapon against bullies. You could block people, if they try to hit you. Just, hit them with it. If you need to, if it gets into very dangerous situations, you can always stab them. And it's great for writing because it will like never run out because it's just super big, The ink goes all the way up to the top, and it's just brilliant, Although it would have to be kind of... No. That would work perfectly. And just some random kid comes up to you, and he's gonna bully you. You just go, nope, get the frick out of here. You'd become like the mafia of your school. Everyone would fear you. You'd be treated like freaking Al Capone. Everyone would get out of your way. You have like your freaking... This would be like your staff that you would walk around with. And you're just like, I'm special. You are special. Because you have a weapon. For some reason, the teachers aren't kicking you out or anything. Weird. Okay. Anyways, I rank that dumb idea. Ooga Booga Spirit, 10 out of 10. Self-defense and being able to write. What? I mean, how could you not love it? Everything about it's just perfect. It's beautiful. It's a masterpiece. The cone pen, 0 out of 10. You can't even see what you're doing. You're gonna look very stupid while doing it. No one will fear you. Everyone will just treat you like a nerd. They're gonna be like, oh, you got a safety cone to protect. I don't even know. I don't freaking know. The one upside to it is if there was some random food fight, which a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, but food fights never happen. If you've went to the schools I've been to, oh my goodness, every day. You eat your lunch, and then out of nowhere, some random guy spills milk on a girl. Girl gets angry, throws her stuff, and then it's just all around food fight. But it's only at one end. It's like there's the middle, the good people end, which is what I said. I was a quick kiddo. And then the really crazy popular, I want to call them popular. I would call them very snobby, thinking they're very cool kids. And they would be over there. And then everyone else would just be on there. But yeah, a lot of the food fights happened over that way. They've gotten so bad to where a mirror was broken. I mean, food fights are just, they're crazy. Anyways, the upside to the cone pen would obviously be the fact that you could block yourself from some food. I mean, that thing's so freaking bulky. No one would hit you. I mean, you're safe. It's literally called a safety cone. Supposed to keep you safe. But imagine having okay. I got a better idea. A Viking shield with like mini pens inside of it that you can like pop out and write with. And then you can put it back. And you're like, I'm strong again. But it would be detachable. It would have a detachable sword inside of it. It would have pens around and then a tiny little sword that you can take out and stab children. That sounds very bad. I mean, it wouldn't be children. It would probably only be high schoolers, since high schoolers are the only ones that really do that. And middle schoolers especially. Oh, jeez. Middle schoolers, jeez. I tell you, my experiences with those kiddos, they weren't great ones. I really wish I did have an Ooga Booga spear. Not because I was bullied, but because I could hit them for being dumb. Because they were very dumb. Although I was dumb. I had a lot of things I did. Not in a, hello. Done in a bad way. But like, there was this one day where me and my friends were just walking down the hall, because we could, and I decided to make my friend president of like nothing. And then for some reason it became this big thing, and a lot of people joined, and they were like, yes, that's my president. I was very good. I'm a very good negotiator. Okay. A lot of people just looked at that and they were like, that's my president. Freaking love him. Which is so weird. Even the teacher, one of my teachers announced him as president in class when she was calling out names, like for attendance. She was like, president. He was like, here. Oop. And so, yeah, that was great. And then there was another time where I created my dynasty, the Noah dynasty. That was cool stuff. I have a channel called the Noah Dynasty. I should work on that. That's good. That needs to come back. People need to be Noahs and praise Chester the cow for all of his beautiness. Love Chester the cow. Totally missed that. I think I got a total of around 100 people to join my cult. At first it was a cult, and then it was a gang, because cults, a lot of people didn't want to join a cult because they thought we were going to do sacrifices, which we were not. It was just a joke. But a lot of people didn't get that, apparently. So we switched it to gang, because apparently that was a thing, and a lot of people were like, okay, I'll join that gang. That makes me a cool kid. So they did that. And when we were campaigning to get teachers, a lot of them would say no because they couldn't be in a gang. Especially one of my favorite teachers. He said no. Cannot join, kiddo, because that's a gang. I kind of can't be inside of gang. So we switched it again to Dynasty because the Noah Dynasty is a whole revolution. It's a whole movement. Everyone needs to become Noah. I need to buy like robes, and the Noahs need to just walk around the school with them, looking all fancy like and everything. We would be very cool kids. No other kids walk around with robes. I mean, it would be made out of silk and everything, all that good, really good stuff, good textures and everything, and everyone would just be like, oh, they're cool kids. They have robes. Just kidding. No one would think we were cool except for the other kids who were cool. Yeah. Jeez, I went on about school. No, school's weird. I love school. Oh, jeez, my back. Oh, that back pain. Yes. I was gonna play my recorder because I have one. Stop moving. But it sucks. I'm very bad at recorder. I played it like when I was in like 3rd grade. I know a song that no one else knows. It goes like Amalama Kumalama Kumalama Viste Ona no 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 Viste Enemy Gypsaline Uamalini Achabacha Kumalachi I'm in you. And I was taught that in 3rd grade. 2nd grade. 3rd grade? 3rd grade. It was very funny because it was a whole lesson that we had to practice over weeks, and it taught us nothing other than knowing how to speak gibberish very fast. Like our teacher was like, I'm going to teach you guys this, and it was just speaking gibberish. I mean, we didn't even get graded. It was just weeks of just doing weird hand movements, like freaking Naruto signs over here, and just speaking gibberish, and we all got A's. I mean, I'll take that. I would love to have that nowadays. I would love to be taught gibberish and do random Naruto signs. I would freaking love that. I don't know the Naruto signs anymore. But I know that song. I practiced it every day. Not kidding. I did practice it every day. It's very stupid. Oh my gosh. I don't want to talk to you, Jakub. Go away. Jakub, what a weirdo. Just kidding. He's a cool kid. No, okay. Now I'm talking about school. Now I guess I'm gonna get into depth in school. So here we go. I'm not gonna go too in depth because I'm probably gonna leave around 10. It's a good round. It's a good time. Still have to sleep. Think I have a test tomorrow. Oh, frick, I do. Oh. It'll be easy though, even though I probably forgot everything by now. Yay. I'm gonna talk about the random games I invented. One of which was Hit the Wasp Nest. It's where I would get my friends, we would act like exterminators, we would get rocks, and we would throw them at Wasp Nest, and the poor children that were standing right next to them while we were there. Although the rush. Oh, the rush. No, that sounded weird. That sounded like I got I enjoyed that too much apparently. But hitting a wasp nest with like a wood chip or something was just the best feeling in the world. But the kids around it who got stung, sucks for them. I'm sorry. Nowadays I would be sorry. Back then I was like, you're just not an expert at running away from wasps like I am, because obviously I'm an expert. I did it a lot. I mean, how many wasp nests? I've probably knocked down like a double-digit amounts of wasp nests, and only got stung once. Wow. Yeah, for back then. It was very impressive. As a kid, kids would be like, "You're so brave." I know. I knocked down a wasp nest from very far away. I freaking sniped it. I mean, I did it I did it at churches and stuff like that. I would just go to churches, go to their playgrounds, find a wasp nest, and I just boom, there it goes, bye-bye. So that was a game. Whenever there was a wasp nest, like someone would tell us and we'd just go get it. Another game was we'd be whatever character we want to be, and we just go attack each other. And you know what? It was bad. Bad game. I would get too cocky and everything. No, I would be like, I'm God. That's the character I want to be. Anyone could be me because I was God. I chose who lived and who died. I was like, pew, pew, pew. Someone chose the devil. That didn't work. You want to know why? Because I'm God. You know, it was very dumb. Gosh, my childhood was so stupid. So dumb. I think I created a tribe. No, I didn't. Oh, I had this weird fascination with dumping birdseed on people. Why did I do that? I think I made like a ritual where we dumped birdseed on people. I mean, people loved it, which was cool, I guess. I don't know why. I dumped birdseed on people. I started a vampire cult when I was in like kindergarten. That's the first cult I ever started, you know. After that, obviously, came the Noah Dynasty. But the first cult I ever started was definitely the vampire cult, you know. Back then, there was those plastic things you put in your mouth, you know, to make you look like you have vampire fangs. Everyone would bring them at school. Everyone would flex about, oh, I drank blood last night, even though it was literally just like strawberry dressing on ice cream. We just call it blood. And everyone would be like, I'm a vampire. And everyone would, but the kids who weren't vampires would always ask, but then how are you in the sunlight? Doesn't matter, Timmy. It's a game. It's a cult. We don't mean anything, Timmy. Freaking Timmy. Always trying to be logical. I don't even know his real name. Maybe it was Max. No, Max was in my tribe. Not my tribe, my cult. I then ran a tribe. Did I make a tribe? No, I didn't. So yeah, there was that. It got to the point where I was at such high power, and I was in kindergarten. So I got such high power that I made people fight. I got in trouble a lot for that. You know, I would always be like, okay, kiddos, get around. It'd be like a freaking stadium over here, and I'd be like the king, and they'd like make me get the best seat in the house, and I would just be like, you fight, and you fight, and they would fight, and it was dumb. It was so dumb. Why did I? I mean, it was very entertaining. I watched children fight. It wasn't like a big fight. It was like basically tag because kids get hurt easily. So it was whoever wussed out first. And usually whoever touches the first person first, no, whoever touches first, they usually win because the other person just chickens out. And that's how Mafia works. That's how Mafia works. Apparently I'm a Mafia leader. I'm pretty much Al Capone when it comes to school now. Although there is a kid, actually no, I'm not the Mafia leader. There is a kid at my school who like sells Mountain Dew. He buys Mountain Dew, like cartons full of cans, and he sells it at a lower price. He doesn't make anything from it. He just sells it for like 15 cents each can in like a $12 12 pack. It's just, I mean, I'd be walking down school. What the fuck? I'd be walking down the halls. I see him. We sneak a little 15 cents to him. I get a free Mountain Dew. What do you know? Even the teachers would be like, put that away or throw that away. I don't care. I'm hungry. Big chunky. He's the real drug dealer. Not drug dealer. Dealer. I'm not going to say drug. He's just dealer. And I'm the Mafia leader. Yes, sir. I got Chester on my side. I need to find a picture of Chester. I have like 1,000 pictures of Chester. That religious cow him with his it was like a Gucci belt. He's a cow who has a very long neck, very poorly drawn. Looks like it was drawn by a second grader because I don't know how to draw. And he has a Gucci bell. He has a Gucci necklace with the bell on it because drip. Drip. You got that swag. That swagger. Is swag still a word? I used to have like a shirt when I was in 3rd grade that says, I still got my swag. I remember grandma coming up to me and was like, what's swag? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what swag is. But yeah, I think swag's still a thing. Is swag still a thing? That would be a good question. I need to find that out. Well, it do be 10:09. Close enough to 10:10. Currently, I'm about to fall asleep. So, good night. Yes, sir. And stream.